while millions of people are screaming at their TVs, painting their faces, and feeling genuinely crushed because a team of strangers lost a game. There's a massive group of people who feel absolutely nothing. They didn't check the score. They don't know who's playing. And they don't feel like they're missing anything. According to psychology and neuroscience, that difference isn't random. It might actually be wired into the brain. And understanding it can completely change how you see sports fans and yourself. Let's clear something up right away. Not caring about sports doesn't mean you're boring. It doesn't mean you lack passion. And it doesn't mean something is wrong with you. What it usually means is that your brain assigns meaning, reward, and connection differently than people who follow sports closely. Humans are tribal by nature. For most of our history, survival depended on belonging to a group. Your tribe protected you, fed you, and gave you identity. Sports tap directly into that ancient wiring. Modern teams function like symbolic tribes, colors, rituals, shared victories, shared enemies. When fans watch their team play, their brains release oxytocin, the bonding hormone, the same chemical involved in family attachment. Neurologically, the brain treats the team like kin. That's why fans say things like, "We won." The brain isn't being metaphorical. It believes it. People who don't care about sports tend to have lower tribal identification. Their sense of self isn't as tied to belonging to a large group. They're more individualistic, more internally defined. Research shows they also engage in less us versus them thinking. Another team doesn't feel like an enemy. It's just another team. Now let's talk about dopamine, because this explains a lot. Dopamine isn't really about pleasure. It's about anticipation, the feeling right before something exciting happens. Sports are dopamine machines. Every play, every possession, every moment, each one carries uncertainty. You don't know what will happen next. That unpredictability keeps dopamine flowing. Brain imaging studies show that watching sports activates the same reward systems involved in gambling. The mechanism is something called intermittent reinforcement. Unpredictable rewards, which is the most addictive reward pattern the brain knows. People who don't care about sports simply don't get that dopamine hit from watching competition they can't influence. And in some cases, that difference is biological. Variations in dopamine receptor genes can influence how much people enjoy spectator competition. Your indifference might literally be neurological. There's also a difference in how identity and self-esteem work. When a team wins, fans say, "We won." When the team loses, it becomes, "They lost." People who don't obsess over sports are less likely to tie their self-worth to external outcomes. Their identity doesn't rise and fall with a scoreboard. Their self-esteem is more stable, less dependent on things they can't control. Now here's something that surprises people. Sports fans often score high on certain empathy measures. They practice caring deeply about other people's struggles, even strangers wearing the same jersey. So why doesn't that resonate with non-sports people? Because empathy is limited. People who don't care about sports often direct that emotional energy elsewhere, into relationships, creative work, ideas, art, nature, or causes they feel personally connected to. They're chasing the same things: meaning, connection, emotional intensity. They're just finding them in different places. For some people, not caring about sports also has a backstory. Maybe they were excluded in gym class. Maybe sports culture felt aggressive or humiliating. Maybe competition felt unsafe instead of fun. Or maybe they just find it boring. All of those are valid. At the core of the divide is how people experience meaning. Sports fans find meaning in narrative, the underdog story, the comeback, the rivalry, the championship run. It's real-life drama with uncertainty and stakes. Non-sports people often look at that and think, why emotionally invest in something I can't influence, involving people, I don't know, in a game that doesn't affect my life? They're not wrong. But neither are sports fans. They're responding to different meaning triggers. Psychologists describe this as parasocial investment versus direct engagement. Sports fans build one-sided emotional bonds with teams and players. Non-sports people prefer investing energy where their effort matters, where there's reciprocity, feedback, and influence. They want to be participants, not spectators. Flow states, moments of complete absorption, can come from countless activities. For some, it's watching sports. For others, it's creating, learning, building, or exploring. Interestingly, people who don't obsess over sports often report feeling more present in their own lives. They're not spending hours immersed in someone else's struggle. They're engaged in their own. So what does all of this mean? If you don't care about sports, you're not missing a fundamental human experience. You're not broken. You're not boring. Your brain's reward system, tribal instincts, and empathy allocation are simply calibrated differently. The next time someone asks, "Did you see the game?" and you genuinely couldn't care less, remember this. You're not playing the wrong game. You're just playing a different one. And that difference matters.